All right, hello YouTube, all of my YouTube friends out there. I'm coming to the end of my work day, and I got so many things on my mind. I just want to get off my mind and share with you on the channel here. So first thing first, I want to say a happy belated birthday to to the YouTube channel for I'm messing this up, to Youth Man on his channel. His 47th birthday just past weekend, and I didn't get to say it to him earlier. He just became a subscriber to my channel. I'm so excited about that. So anyway, happy 47th birthday, Youth Man, Michael Stevens. Just want to say that he's very instrumental to me starting this channel and me having the La Scholars, because it was seeing it on his channel first that made me remember seeing them when I was in Germany many years ago in my time during the army. And I was like, wow, I need to get these again. And it was because of seeing them on his channel that I decided to go out and look for a pair and found them out on Craigslist. You know, the rest is history pretty much. And I love them. I love them. Absolutely love them. There's a high end pair of loudspeakers that I didn't have to spend high end money for, and they're just as good, you know, in my opinion, as the brand new pair. And I'm sure the brand new are better. But for me and what I'm able to afford and have in my home, I couldn't ask for more. I mean, I could. I could ask for much, much more, but I'm grateful for what I have. And I just want to say thank you to him, and thank you to him for joining my channel, being a subscriber, and for all of you who continue to listen to me rant and rave and talk about things. Okay, so this would be a very long, and will be a very long, video if I were to sit here and say everything that's on my mind. So it's going to probably be in a bunch of subparts. But I'm here in my home office right now, coming to the end of my work day, and I just wanted to get this off my mind. So the very second thing I should say that's happened is just this past Sunday, I received my refurbished Denon processor AVR back from Denon. So try to condense that story real quick, and then I'm going to move from this room into my theater room to talk about the other things that's on my mind. But really quick, Steve Perfetti at Steve Perfetto at Panergy OEM Electronic Integration Services, which is the repair shop that I sent my Denon AVR 4500H to repair. They repaired it. It came back. I sent it in because after a storm here in our area, an electrical strike caused damage to, I'm going to shut off my work computer now, damage to my HDMI board. And when that happened, the video section for HDMI stopped working basically. And in the areas where it did work, performance was degraded at a high rate. It was very poorly degraded, greatly degraded. So I sent it in. Actually, I contacted Denon. Denon says, okay, it's still under warranty. Here's a bunch of repair shops. Gave me a list of repair shops, and I just kind of chose one. And I chose Panergy, Panurgy, because they're in Rockaway, in New Jersey, New York. That's where my wife is from, and from Rockaway. I was like, and it also was a national representative for Denon products. It wasn't like a secondary shop. It was a recognized shop by Denon. So another reason I chose them. So send it to them. They repaired it, sent it back, but it still was degraded. So I sent it back to them, and they took some time with it, and it took a little bit more than a month. And over that month, they were waiting on with the supply chain shortage issues, we were waiting on a new HDMI board to come back. It did not come. They waited. It was probably about 5 weeks. I called them and said, hey, what's going on? And Steve said, well, okay, we're waiting on this. It hasn't happened. We're going to contact Denon and see if they will approve it, because it's still under warranty, to see if they will approve to replace the unit. So I'm like, hey, great. They gave me an email back, and that email said, okay, yes, it's been approved. you will receive a part from, or receive a new unit from Denon. So Sunday I received a unit, but really surprised because this was like, I was expecting to wait maybe another week, and just a couple of days later, the a new receiver showed up on my doorstep on Sunday morning. I was like, hey, this is great. So that being said, but this is a website for Panergy, PanergyOEM.com. I'll probably put it in this video. And Steve Perfetto was the guy, and he worked really well with me. And I just wanted to say thank you. You probably won't hear or know anything about this video, but thanks anyway. So if you have an issue, that's an option for you. So we got a new refurbished Denon AVR 4500. I was kind of hoping, crossing my fingers, that they'd send a 4700, but that wasn't the case. But you know, trying to be greedy. But I got it back. Spent all day Sunday rewiring it, configuring it, and making some tweaks on it, because I've had to use an old quadraphonic techniques that I have, probably techniques on the Sony that I kind of switch back and forth between the two. Sony is actually great. I was like, wow, this is a really good receiver. But I did another video about that. But the Technics is what I've been using, and the sound's been great with that as well. But of course, I'm missing Atmos. I'm missing all 7 channels, so I really only had the front stage, the LCR, 2 subs, and I tried to do the side because it did have an option, but nothing happened. I think those channels were probably dead on the receiver. I don't know. But at any rate, I have my receiver back now, so I've got all these ideas to tweak. So that's going to be the subsequent parts of this video. But here's part 1. I just want to say, again, happy 47th birthday to Youth Man. I want to say thank you to Steve Perfetto for working with me from Panergy OEM in New Jersey, Far Rockaway, New Jersey. And I want to thank all of you guys. I got a lot of people who have subscribed this month. You know, I don't ever ask people, like, share, subscribe, all of that. If you feel the need to, please, by all means do so. But for me, this channel has been about sharing, just a guy in his room sharing, what he's doing. And for myself to go back and look and see, where have I been? Where am I going? And I watch these videos, when I'm thinking about what I want to do next. Where am I going next? How am I going to change my room? I also want to shout out to Chris from My Home Theater, who's on YouTube, who just moved and rebuilding his room, and he's working hard. It's like amazing. He's rebuilding this room that he has in his house, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So My Home Theater, I believe, is his channel. Check that out. Just search for it in YouTube, you'll find it. He's been doing like a video every other day, I think, and he's rebuilding his room. I'm amazed. It's like more work than I can imagine. But anyway, this is part 1 of this video. I just want to kind of get some things off my mind, and kind of share what's going on. I've got my receiver back, so I'm full of ideas and thoughts, and I've already changed some things. So I want to share that with you with some subsequent videos. But anyway, thank you for watching. This is part 1. I'll see you again in just a few minutes, probably, now that I'm off work. Yay.